Soda, when me boys ain't over, fast money don't slow, no one can control.
Hello everybody, Assalamualaikum. So how have you guys been doing? Welcome back to another video lesson for today. So are you ready to get on with the video? Okay, so before kita start dengan lesson kita for today, don't forget if you are new here, please click on the subscribe button down below and also the bell notification button so that you will be the first to know whenever Madam upload video yang baru. And jangan lupa give this video a thumbs up also. So now we can start. Okay guys, so in the previous video, dalam video yang lepas, we have already discussed the first part of adjective, dia punya introduction. So we have already learned apa itu adjective, and we have seen some of the examples and how can we use them in a sentence. In fact, we have learned how to use more than one adjective in the same sentence, right? Okay, tapi kalau you all tak tengok lagi video tersebut, if you haven't seen the video, then you can go check out the video first. I put the link over here. Alright, so for today's lesson, we are going to move on to the second part of adjective. Today, we are going to look at the comparative and superlative form of adjectives. So, untuk video kali ini, Madam will help you to understand more about comparative and superlative adjectives, and I will also show you how to use them in your English sentences, macam mana nak bina ayat menggunakan comparative and superlative adjectives, and I will show you some examples. Okay guys, so take a look at this picture of Sally and Andy. So, apa perbezaan antara mereka berdua ni yang kamu dapat lihat? Okay, what is the difference between these two kids? Okay, so you can see that Sally lebih tinggi daripada Andy. So, how can you use adjective to compare Sally and Andy? So, you could say Sally is taller than Andy. Taller is a comparative adjective because we use it to compare two people. Okay guys, so right now we are going to look into more details about comparative adjective. Pertama sekali yang kamu perlu ingat adalah comparative adjective digunakan untuk membandingkan two nouns, two things, two people. Okay, dan dia ada dua basic cara untuk kita guna macam mana kita nak jadikan adjective tu sebagai comparative adjective. So the first way is by adding er at the end of the adjective you are using, followed by the word than. Kita tambah er dekat hujung adjective yang kita nak guna tu dan kemudian diikuti dengan perkataan than. Okay, contoh seperti example yang kita tengok tadi tu, yang Sally is taller than Andy. The word taller is a comparative adjective here because, and it comes from the adjective tall. So untuk jadikan tall tu sebagai comparative adjective, kita tambah er di belakang perkataan tall tersebut. Okay, the second way on how you can turn the adjective into a comparative adjective when comparing two things is by adding more in front of the adjective you are using. Kita tak tambah er dekat adjective yang ni. Kita tambah more kat depan, and then after the adjective yang kita guna tu, kita tambah the word than. Okay? Don't worry if it's kind of confusing for you. We are going to look at them to look at some examples later on in the video. So now guys, let's try this out. Look at this picture of a grandmother with her granddaughter. So how can we compare these two people? Okay, so we know that one person is lebih tua and seorang lagi lebih muda. So how can we say it in an English sentence? The first one, we can say that, for example, Mrs. Miyoko is older than her granddaughter. You see, the comparative adjective here is older followed by the word than. And the second example is Hannah is younger than her grandmother. Okay, so you can see apa comparative adjective di sini? Yes, younger berasal daripada adjective young. Okay, kita tambah ER and followed by the word then to compare these two people. Okey, sekarang kita akan lihat beberapa contoh examples of adjective yang kita hanya tambah ER di belakang untuk menjadikan ia to turn them into a comparative adjective. Ingat, lepas tambah ER kita ikuti dengan the word than, okey, untuk membandingkan dua benda atau dua orang. Now, here is the example of comparative adjective that we use more instead of adding ER at the end. Okay, so take a look at these houses. This one, the big one is Jason's house and the small one is Anna's house. So how can we compare these two houses? Okay, the first one that you can say about the houses is Jason's house is more expensive than Anna's house. So expensive here, we do not put ER at the back. Instead, we put more in front of the adjective expensive, and then after expensive, it is followed by the word than to compare these two houses. So more expensive than. Okay, the second sample sentence that we can say about these houses is that Anna's house is more beautiful than Jason's. Anna's house is more beautiful than Jason's. So, untuk beautiful, kita tak tambah ER kat hujung. Kalau tambah ER tu, dikira salah lah. So, untuk beautiful, dia punya rules dia adalah we add more in front of beautiful when we want to compare two things. And then, after beautiful, kita letak the word than. So, dia akan jadi more beautiful than. Okay, so now we are going to look at some of the examples of adjectives yang kita letak more in front of them in order to turn them into comparative adjectives. Ingat, yang ni kita tak letak ER di belakang tau. Kita tambah more di hadapan dan kemudian diikuti with the word than after the adjective. So moving on. So imagine this situation. You and your friends are in your classroom paying attention to what your teacher is teaching in front of the class. And then after that, a new student comes in. Ada budak baru masuk ke dalam kelas kamu. And then the student is so tall that you guys have to look up to talk to him. Nak cakap dengan dia kena dongak kepala tu. You're so excited about this that you come home and straight away you go and find your mom to tell her about this. Mom, there's a new kid at my school. His name is Jason and he is so tall. He is the tallest in my class. Well, that also means that I am the shortest. But anyway, I don't mind because I know that I am the cutest at my school. So from the example, the word tallest, shortest, and cutest are some of the examples of superlative adjectives. Okay guys, jom sekarang kita nak tengok dengan lebih lanjut tentang superlative adjective. Apa yang super sangat about superlative adjective ni? Okay, first and foremost, superlative adjectives are used when you want to compare more than two nouns, which means 3, 4, 5 and so on. Digunakan bila kita nak membandingkan lebih daripada 2 nouns, okay? 3, 4, 5 dan seterusnya lah. Okay, so there are also two ways on how you can turn that adjective into a superlative adjective. Sama macam comparative tadi. Ada 2 cara. So the first one is by adding est at the end of the adjective that you are using. And then the second way is by adding the word most before the adjective. So pertama sekali kita letak est dekat hujung adjective yang kita guna tu, dan kedua kita letak perkataan most sebelum adjective yang kita gunakan tu. Okay, get it so far? But one thing that you must remember when you want to use superlative adjective, that you must put the word the before the adjective that you are using. So, for example, untuk contoh yang kita tengok tadi kan, the previous examples that we've seen in the situation yang Madam bagi tadi. So the first sentence, he is the tallest in my class. So kenapa kita guna superlative adjective tallest? Because we are comparing the new kid Jason to the whole class. So the whole class tu bukan 2 orang saja kan. So the whole class tu ada ramai orang. So kita guna superlative adjective. And if you notice, we put the word the before the word tallest. The next example, I am the cutest at my school. The superlative adjective here is the word cutest. And again, there is the word the before the word cutest. And this sentence is comparing I with the whole kids in the school. So ramai lah kan, bukan 2 sahaja, lebih daripada 2. And the next one, okay, ini kita nak tengok untuk adjective yang tak boleh tambah est, but we need to put most in front of it. This adjective, you cannot put est at the end, okay? Just like macam comparative tadi, ada yang tak boleh letak er kan? Okay, so this example, the rich man bought the most expensive dress for his wife. So the word expensive, when you want to turn it into a superlative adjective, you put the word most, the most in front of it. So dia tengah membandingkan dress tu adalah yang paling mahal berbanding dengan dress-dress yang lain yang ada dekat kedai tersebut. Okay, so sekarang kita nak tengok examples for all the 3 types of adjective, the basic adjective, and then the comparative, and then the superlative. So take a look at this picture of these 3 different sizes apples. So we can say the first one, apple A is big. Okay, so that is when we want to talk about only one apple, which is apple A. So next, we want to compare 2 apples, which is apple A and apple B. So we say apple B is bigger than apple A. Or you can make it the other way around, which is apple A is smaller than apple B. Next one, if you want to compare all 3 apples, lebih daripada 2 kan? So kita kena guna, we must use superlative adjective. So the sentence should be apple C is the biggest. Maksudnya kita bandingkan apple C dengan apple B dan apple A. Alright, so here is another example. So we have 3 different dresses over here. So the first one is a yellow dress, which is RM50, and the next one is a pink dress, which costs RM100, and the last one, the third one, is a blue dress, which costs RM1000. So let's say we want to describe the yellow dress. We want to say yang yellow dress tu mahal. So it's simple. We just say that the yellow dress is expensive because we are only talking about one dress, only the yellow dress. Alright, next. What if we want to compare the pink dress with the yellow dress? So we are comparing 2 nouns over here. So we need to use comparative adjective. So your sentence should be, the pink dress is more expensive than the yellow dress. Next, what if we want to compare all 3 of the dresses, and we want to tell our friend, let's say our friend, that one of them is the most expensive. So your sentence should be, the blue dress is the most expensive. We need to use the superlative adjective sebab we are comparing 3 benda, which is more than 2. So here are some of the adjectives in their comparative and superlative form. Here are some more examples of adjective in their comparative and superlative form. Satu lagi benda yang Madam nak share with all of you. There are a few adjectives yang comparative and superlative form a little bit different daripada yang kita belajar before this. So here I want to show two of those adjectives. So the first one is good. So the basic adjective is good. When you want to compare two things, you use better, not gooder. Okay, gooder tak wujud tau. And then if you want to use its superlative form, it's the best. Alright, and the next one is bad. So bad, when you want to turn it into a comparative adjective, it will become worse. And when you want to turn it into a superlative adjective and comparing more than two nouns, it will be worst. Alright, with that last point, we have come to the end of the video finally, and hopefully that this video will be able to help you to understand more about comparative and superlative adjectives. Hopefully penerangan Madam ni cukup simple untuk kamu semua faham. And jangan lupa practice makes perfect. So cari latihan-latihan yang berkaitan dan boleh buat di rumah, okay? And I will also provide the link to the quiz on this topic in the description box down below. And before you go, please don't forget, if you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button down below and also the bell notification button. And please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please share the video also so that your friends too will be able to learn more about comparative and superlative adjectives. With that being said, see you again soon in the next video lesson. Till then, until next time, bye. Assalamualaikum.